for any obstacles to be, removed from our paths. So it's a very auspicious day. At least, yeah, happy Ganesh Chaturthi to everybody. So it's a very auspicious day. And just like um, new beginnings in every other aspect of our lives require some sort of momentum, some sort of event, right? Like today is an event, it's a festival, and it's the festival itself. Everyone gathers around, usually, in an ideal scenario, everyone gathers around. You network with your relatives. There is food that you share. Then you talk, you go through the rituals. So all of these social aspects are very important to beginning a major endeavor, to beginning a major activity, right? Just like that, when we are job hunting, that is also a major endeavor, right? It's a major milestone in your lives, um, in all of our lives. So we are moving towards something bigger, something better, and there will be obstacles, right? There will always be obstacles. There will be so many different kinds of obstacles, and we will have to face them. Today is a great day to begin that. If you already haven't started, today is a great day to take control of yourself, of your lives, of your journeys, and obviously your careers. Now, we're talking about reinventing yourself. Why are we talking about reinventing? Because a lot of us here, we have, I'm sorry, oh, it's raining. I'm sorry. All kinds of distractions today. So, we have had certain experiences in our past relating to our careers, academia. Today, some time has passed since our last experience, and that is fine. However, and we have already spoken about this, if you have some significant gap, let's say more than 2 years ka gap, then you will experience some sort of like resistance from the market. You may experience some resistance from the hiring managers, from the recruiters. There is some difficulty in getting interviews. There is some difficulty in, even before interviews, there is some difficulty in relating to the job descriptions, right? The skills set for a software engineer 5 years ago versus now, it's different. The skill sets for a project manager 5 years ago versus today, it's different. The skill set for a business analyst 5 years ago versus today, it's different. Even more so in creative fields, in content writing, for example, in marketing, in business. So we have seen in a previous session how the job market is changing, how the tech landscape, the business landscape, the industry landscape is changing. It is changing, and it is changing very fast. So it is necessary, necessary to reinvent ourselves, to realign ourselves with one, first and foremost, our goals. We need to be extremely clear about our own goals. Then we need to be clear about how do we get there, right? So we need to figure out what we want to do, how we want to accomplish this, and then, of course, execution. What was the morning session? Yeah, I'll come to that at the end. We'll recap, right? So let's start on this, and we'll recap. Thank you for your patience, Divya. I hope you get goggles. They will make you feel better. All right. So, yeah, we need to reorient ourselves with the markets. And every single one of us here is a restarter. That means we have, I keep saying this, we have three major barriers that are stopping or slowing down, impeding our progress. That is impeding our chances of getting the jobs that we want to be getting. So the first of these is the hard skill gap. This is something I will focus on today, right? Okay, there's a nice animation. Very nice. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is the hard skill gap. In fact, we will be focusing specifically on the hard skill gap today. We have talked about the second and third already. The second is soft skill gap, and the third is the psychological barrier. Reinventing yourself is not limited to just a hard, soft skills or even overcoming your psychological barrier. Reinventing yourself is also about timing. We spoke about this yesterday, speed, and how I want all of us to be faster. From ideation to execution, we need to be faster. Yesterday, and I'm sure like most of you remember, we spoke about a distinction between strategy, between a strategic move and a tactical move. Strategy is long term. In order to create a strategy, you need to have a very clear vision of the next 5, maybe 10 years, at least 3 to 5 years, right? So strategy is big picture oriented. Tactical move is given the current situation, what is the best way to respond to it? Now, we are talking about planning. Planning is not reactive, right? Planning is not reactive. Planning is preemptive. What does that mean? That means that we need to take some time to figure out two major things. The first thing is, what do you want from your life? The second is, how is the world moving? As women, we need to know the tech forecast, the business forecast, the industry forecast. Why? When we are already at a disadvantage, that is, we are restarters, we have several stigmas attached to restarting. There are other factors going on, like our current life situation, where we are in our lives, no matter what our age or family background, we are all different. But given our snapshot in that moment, that instantaneous situation, we need to be better and we need to be strategic. In order to build a good strategy, you need data, right? And data comes from several sources. You have to be intelligent again about what kind of data you consume. What is important though is you are intelligent about consuming the data, consuming the forecasts, understanding the trends, and following the money, right? I have in the past quit because I wanted to pursue my passions as an artist. I published a book. Am I making money from it? I'm not. Did I enjoy doing it? Yes, absolutely. I enjoyed doing it. I absolutely enjoy being an artist. When I introduce myself on any forum, I talk about my background in technology. I also talk about being an artist. So I will say I have done this, this, this. All right, Ujala, thank you. Try again. Yeah. Um, So I also mentioned that I am an artist because one, it differentiates me from everyone else, and that is very important. This animation is annoying me. So you need to figure out your differentiator as well. We have seen this in the cut, clarity, color, and carrot. In the color portion of it, which is equally important, all four are equally important. In the color portion of it, you need to understand how to differentiate yourself. So for me, that is being an artist. At that time, that was a pivot for me. So Every time you make a shift, make a career change, or if you take a break, it is a pivot for you, and it needs to be strategic. The break itself needs to be strategic. Now, sometimes life events happen. For example, we suddenly have to be caregivers. I know some people here have had experiences of that nature, where we are doing something, life is happening, and then suddenly we have to be a caregiver. That is a huge responsibility. Or a major life event happens, like a wedding, a marriage, or a child, or something. Anything can happen in life, right? We ourselves can fall sick, for example, or we just want to take a break. In every scenario, you have to frame it as a strategic move. If we do not frame it as a strategic move, it looks like things are just happening to you. You don't have ownership of your choices. Whether it's a good choice or a bad choice, you need to display that ownership. If it was ultimately a bad choice, you have to say, so I decided to do this. These are my learnings, right? From any choice, we have, if it's a bad choice, ultimately, when we make it, we don't realize it's a bad choice. Later on, it turns out not to be the correct choice. That's fine. But lessons learned are important to have. You need to, at some point, sit down, write down what your lessons learned were, how you can frame this thing that happened, the break, for example. You need to frame it as a strategy, a strategic move, right? Now, moving on to pivoting. And we spoke about time and we spoke about speed as well. Now we're going to go a little deeper into speed and time. Learning when to pivot. You can pivot at any damn time you want. It is your life. No one makes choices for you, right? Not your friends, not your family, not me, no one. You are in charge of your life. You can pivot whenever you want. You have to own the consequences as well. When we are taking a break, coming back from a break, changing careers, switching industry, switching roles, any of these decisions, big life changing decisions, when we make them, we are the ones making the decision, right? You are the one making the decision for yourself, and you must be ready to face the consequences as well, right? So, timeliness is very important, speed is very important. If today I want to become, let's say, a programmer for the first time, let's say I am just graduating and I'm interested in learning programming, but I choose a very old version, a very old language like COBOL. If you have attended previous sessions, you know I talk about COBOL a lot. There's a very solid reason for it. So most people have either not heard about COBOL or they have no exposure to COBOL because they will never need it. COBOL is from the 1980s. Why would a new programmer, a fresh graduate, learn COBOL? So timeliness is a factor. If I want to learn something, if I have a career in mind that I want to gear myself towards, I must figure out what is happening in the industry. What is popular? Today it is Go. Today Java, so Go is like everyone wants to learn Go, everyone wants to learn Python. Should you learn Java? Depends on what you want. So large enterprises, a lot of companies, Java has a lot of features. It is a very, very old, well supported, well documented language with a very solid developer community. So if you run into issues, someone is going to be able to help you. Go is not that mature yet. It is absolutely, like production code is written in Go, production code is written in Python, yes. But when you compare the timelines, Java is more mature. And there is a bigger community. of people available to help you. So you decide based on what is working in the market, right? If you want to study, if you want to be a project manager, for example, you are not going to work on waterfall model. You should not be training yourself on waterfall model. That is outdated. Should you be familiar with it? Yes, absolutely, you should be familiar with it. But should you focus on an outdated strategy? No. Should you focus on an outdated methodology? No. Right? It's like, imagine medical science, right? In medical science, why would you do open heart surgery, which is an old practice, versus a different, much less invasive sort of surgery? Sometimes some things which required surgery before, now you can, like take medicine for it, and you don't need to do the surgery. So, as any field, any domain, whether it's technology, whether it's medical science, whether it's project management, marketing, creative, any field, there are going to be advancements, and it is our responsibility to stay informed, to stay educated on what is happening right now. Based off of this information, based off of the market analysis, trend analysis, and tech forecasting, we should be creating our strategy. Part of that strategy is pivoting. So, what is pivoting? Pivoting is when you're going one particular way and you want to change direction. You want to change something about the path that you're going on. This can be in the form of taking a break. It can be in the form of changing your role. It can be in the form of changing your function entirely, your job function. This can be in the form of switching your industry. So many different ways of pivoting. Pivoting is essentially making a significant change in your career path. It doesn't necessarily need to apply just to your career path. It can be about any decision, right? You can pivot your personal life as well, your well-being regimen, your healthcare regimen. You can pivot so many different strategies, but you have to be very well informed about it. You have to be very intelligent about it, very intentional and deliberate about it. That is what makes a strategy a good strategy. Another aspect of what makes a good strategy good is flexibility. There needs to be room to breathe. There needs to be room for flexibility, adaptability, because we make a strategy based on what we know in the given moment. 2 years later, the same strategy you cannot apply most of the time, right? If today, let's say ICICI FlexiCap, right? Let's say I'm investing in ICICI, some sort of instrument, some sort of mutual fund. Today, it's performing well. Today, it's a good decision. Tomorrow, if I want to go and invest, I'm going to do an analysis of everything, right? I'm going to analyze all the stock options, all the mutual funds. Then, if ICICI, FlexiCap, whatever, whatever, if this is still a good decision, then I'm going to choose it. So the strategy here is not the specific, what is it, fund or specific instrument. The strategy is educating yourself on the stock market. It is educating yourself on how to read these reports and then making a decision. That is the strategy. So for us, when we are going through all of these steps to land a job for our job hunt, the strategy involves upskilling. Upskilling itself has its own strategy, right? A strategy within a strategy. The major thing that we need to be doing is knowing employability. Is someone who knows only waterfall versus someone who knows Kanban and Scrum, is there a difference in employability? Yes, there is. Is there a difference in employability between a system engineer and a cloud architect? Yes, there is. Is there a difference in employability between a business analyst and a project manager? Yes, there is. So every role has a different outcome. Every role has a different strategy, right? And if we want to go from one business function to another business function, or one job function to another job function, or between industries, we need to pivot intelligently. Coming back to the when. Sometimes the when comes in the form of, I feel like, بس خلاص, I am done with this job. This is, the environment is not suiting me. The work is not suiting me. The people are not suiting me. The job timings are not suiting me. The location is not suiting me. Whatever it is. So the one kind of reason, impetus, comes from you, from inside you, right? Something in your heart is telling you that I think that, bas, I'm done. That is a major reason. Sometimes burnout, which is related to this, but burnout is specific to feeling overwhelmed. You are taking on too much work, or too much work is being given to you against your wishes, right? Or we are not able to stand up for ourselves and say, no, bas khalas boss, I need some time. I need, to lower my workload. I'm not able to cope. Or there is no shame in saying I cannot cope. What you have to say it is, you have to say it in a correct and diplomatic way. We don't say, yeah, I cannot cope. What you say is, so there is a lot on my plate right now. I need your help to prioritize. Never go and say, "Okay, listen, I can't do it." You can do it. You can absolutely do it. You can do anything you want. Or sometimes we all also have our limitations, right? It is possible that we actually cannot do it. Then seeking help has to be done diplomatically and tactfully. You can't let yourself look bad. Your reputation is always at stake. I am tired of this animation. So our reputations are at stake. So we have to be very calculated, very intelligent about how we communicate our needs. But absolutely, we must communicate our needs if we are not able to meet certain criteria, or the workload is a lot. Moving on. So burnout is absolutely a major, major thing. Next, we have, okay, so these things are within your control, I feel burned out. I don't want to do this. Location is not suiting me. Work is not suiting me. What about a layoff, right? Sometimes people get fired. It's fine. There's so many people getting fired. It's not that big of a deal, right? Before, at some point, in my father's and his father's generation, getting fired is like, who is going to hire me now? Oh my God, it's such a big thing. Now it's nothing. It's fine. Layoffs are so common that there is no shame around it anymore. In fact, a lot of times, the people who are hiring you, they themselves have been laid off from a different job. It's fine. It's fine. Then there are other, reasons as well, like AI. I talk a lot about AI, right? So we had certain people in our sessions who spoke about content creation, about being a digital marketer, or about being in content writing, right? Marketing. They used to create all of these marketing campaigns, logos, then branding material, branding. So these are still fields today. There are people who make videos, ads, scripts, anything in the creative fields. Overnight, Gen AI specifically, Gen AI has revolutionized that whole industry. The disruption is next level. Today, instead of hiring somebody to write a script for me, I can just use ChatGPT. Before, and not even before, even now. So if you've attended my sessions before, you know that LinkedIn optimization and CV optimization is one of my side gigs. I do it on the side. But now you don't need someone like me. You don't need to pay anyone to optimize your CV, to optimize your LinkedIn. You just use ChatGPT. You just use Gemini. You just use whatever tool is available, and an AI will generate it for you, right? So what about those people whose livelihood depended on this? We spoke about this as well at a previous session where 92 million jobs, 92 million jobs will be eaten, erased by AI. We also saw that 170 million jobs will be created by AI. Almost double the number of jobs will be created. Okay. Why am I talking about this now? Because let's say my livelihood was, my major livelihood was, what is it? CV optimization, resume optimization, or LinkedIn optimization. What do I do now when I'm already replaced? So there is a tech disruption in my industry, and my old skills are no longer relevant or no longer that important. I am getting fewer clients. I am not able to sustain myself with my previous skills because of a tech disruption. Now I have to pivot. So we have seen three main causes so far. Internal factors, you feel unsatisfied. Burnout, major factor. Then we have seen layoffs and getting fired. Oh, this was the fourth factor, which is major technological disruption. Something else, which we already know about, a major life event. It could be a marriage, it can be a death, it can be a child, whether it's a biological child or you are adopting a child. There are so many major life events that happen, right? Work comes and goes, but life goes on. So when a major life event happens, sometimes we take a break and we have to come back. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. Some people, they never come back. Some people come back immediately. So everyone has a different timeline. We cannot be comparing, right? I'm not talking about comparing. I'm just saying everyone has these life events and they are another major cause for pivoting, for a break, a gap. Let's change our perception of it. It starts from us. So we are going to change our perception of it and we are going to change the way we feel about it. Once you change the way you feel about it in your heart, in your mind, our language around it changes. And language is so powerful in creating and shaping our reality, right? So now, instead of saying, or instead of projecting it as, I have had so many years of career break or career gap, we can say a life event occurred and I had to pivot. My priorities shifted and I had to orient myself and align myself to those priorities. Now I am pivoting from that and re entering the workforce. I want to leverage the skills that I had acquired over so many years, as well as the skills I have learned when I pivoted, when so and so event happened. Because, like we already saw, even if you're not part of the workforce, that does not mean your skills don't matter. Your skills matter. You need to identify, recognize, and appreciate the skills you have. And this is one of my favorite, one moment, examples, event planning. Because it's mostly women who are doing the event planning, right? And it seems like, huh, Tika, it's somebody's wedding, I'm planning somebody's birthday party, big deal. But it is a big deal. When you decompose the job, when you decompose the task into other smaller skills, then you realize that, wow, I have so many skills. I have already proven myself. So change the narrative around how you see your own breaks. Now, it's not just career breaks that we're talking about today. We're also talking about people who already are in the workforce and want a major change, like Let's say, for example, for me, I started out as a French teacher, French and mathematics teacher. You know this. So I used to teach French. Then I got my first job in IT. My first job in tech was a business analyst. So I was a business analyst. I was trained on the job. I picked up a lot of learnings, a lot of knowledge. Then I became an automation tester. All of my training as a business analyst went out the window. I had to relearn. I had to pivot. I had to start from scratch, from zero again. I didn't know anything about C Sharp or Selenium. I didn't know anything about web drivers, nothing about web. Then, after a while, I decided to pivot to software engineering. So, everything I've learned again, out the window, relearn. I had to learn Java, I had to learn cloud, I had to learn architecture, I had to learn microservices, APIs, this, that, all of that stuff. So, at every stage in my career, even without a break, I have had to pivot because it was a major change in role, in job function, right? I also changed industries many times. As a software engineer, it does not matter so much that I changed my industry, but as a project manager, as a business analyst, for example, and even as a copywriter or someone in marketing, right? It matters so much what your domain is. Someone who is a business analyst in the healthcare field cannot really, or like it does not, it's not so easy to transition into a finance role, right? So a business analyst who has domain knowledge, they are an expert in, let's say, healthcare. They it will not be so easy for them to be as productive or as valuable immediately when they change to healthcare domain. So if I do want to make that change, I will have to pivot. I will have to do a lot of domain knowledge, acquisition in order to be truly good at my job, right? That is also a pivot between industries, between different job families, between different job functions. So these are also pivots. Now, what else? Um, we talk about life, what is it? Life events, major life milestones, or a life event. One of those can be a geography change, right? Now, there are cultural and contextual, like socio political issues as well surrounding the job market, surrounding the workforce, the labor force, and surrounding women in the workforce, right? So, depending on the culture or depending on where you move to, things will be difficult or easier for you, right? So, there are so many things to keep in mind when pivoting. When the word when, rather the factor of when, the timeliness of it, right? We have to be timely when it comes to our pivots. So we reinvent ourselves in terms of our hard skills, in terms of our soft skills, and anything else, any auxiliary or ancillary skills that we need to pick up. It depends on what you want to do. Again and again, I will say this: you are the architect of your future, you are the architect of your story. You make the strategy, you make the roadmap, so you decide, right? If it turns out well, good job, it's on you. If it doesn't, even the consequences are only yours to face, right? That is not entirely true. If you have dependents, if you have a family, consequences will have to be borne by them. But, that's any kind of scenario. But in either case, what I want to really drive home in everyone is we are the architects of our future. Understand what it means to pivot and then do it. We have so far across, it's been a week now, right? It is a Wednesday now, so it's been a week. I started on the 20th. Today's the 27th. So it has been exactly 1 week that we've been doing this. We have mostly talked about the how to do this. How are we going to change? How are we going to accomplish our goals? What are our goals? But just as important as how and what is the timeliness factor, the when. You have to be strategic. If if you can see, like today, I tell everybody, I talk about AI so much, and I am aggressively improving my own AI skills. Why? Because there is a major technology disruption, there is a major industry disruption. The market is disrupted by this new and so dynamic technology of AI. Knowing even a little bit, being familiar with AI, that itself gives you an edge, gives you an advantage. So knowing this, it's everywhere. It's on the billboards even. The other day I was traveling to meet my the birthday party. So I had a birthday party this weekend. So I was just driving, and on one of the bus stops, I saw there's an AI summit going on, right? Sometime in September, I think 17th to 19th September. And there are advertisements on buses and bus stops about Gen AI. So you can imagine how disruptive it is. When was the last time you saw AWS advertisement in real life? Not on the internet, not on your phone, not on a screen, but in real life, a poster about AWS. When was the last time? I don't remember. But Gen AI is happening so fast and it's everywhere that even children, exactly, never, right? Never. This is the first time in my life I am seeing technology and technological advancements being advertised on every platform. Even so, one of my friends, one of my ex-colleagues, her daughter recently got admitted to kindergarten, right? She's 6 years old. I'm very happy for her. You know, the decision of which school to send her child, do you know how she made that decision? She made that decision based on a robotics program. So yes, Jenny, you know what? I'll send this to you as well. I saw this on LinkedIn. So I saw first of all on the billboard, then I saw it here. Where is it? On the buses. Then I saw it on LinkedIn as well. Um, One second. I think I'll show this. Do we have that? It's a great ad, actually. Mm-mm-mm. Is this the one? Uh, AI Expo. Okay, I'll find it for you. I'm already on LinkedIn. I have the tab open. I'll show it to you. But yeah, so as I was saying, so my friend whose child is 6 years old, maybe five and a half, something. She's going to school, huh? So she's in first standard, or whatever the age is. So she just started a new school, basically. My friend's decision, one of the key factors in deciding that yes, this is the correct school, was a robotics class. There is a robotics curriculum for first standard children, for kindergarten children, AI program for kindergarten children. The other day, I was a panelist on Herky for what is it? Like leadership, women in leadership, and there was this one lovely lady. She is a lawyer, um, and she in her part time, what she does is she teaches children cybersecurity. Children like under 10 years old, they are learning cybersecurity. Now imagine all of these tech, but enhanced by AI. All of these tech enhanced by AI. AI has brought a mass tectonic shift in cybersecurity, in robotics. We spoke about robotics in non-tech fields as well at a previous session. So when all of this is happening, how can you and I, how can women at large not participate It is our duty to participate. We must be role models to, first of all, our family members and then to everyone else. When I see all of these wonderful women, and sometimes Rina, she's moderating. Sometimes Rina, I feel a little jealous of you because you get to experience so many sessions. I am just hosting one or two sessions. You get to experience so many sessions and learn so much. So even though you're busy today, I know how stressful it is for you. I can only imagine how stressed you are. But the wealth of knowledge you get every single day, I cannot even imagine. I feel honestly a little bit jealous every day of all the moderators. So, also coming back to labor stats, it is true that only 25% of the women who are currently in the workforce, so not any of us, right? Not you, not you, not you, not anyone in the call right now. I'm talking about the people who already have jobs, the women who already have jobs. Only 25% of them have advanced IT skills. Why? Why? Why are we not capitalizing on these major tech disruptions? Because AI is a grand equalizer. Before, as a fresher, I knew complete jack. I knew nothing. I didn't even know how to use Git. Namrata, yesterday we were talking, right? We were going through your skills, and I said add Git, and you're like, everyone knows Git. No, freshers, complete freshers don't know Git. Even people who are,
Actually,
yeah.
nowadays, if you are doing, I think so from HSC, if you have taken IT, then you have to make a project and push to Git. So, 18-year-old or 16-year-old will know Git.
Huh. So if they have, what you had said is if you are studying computer science, what
No,
if,
if if I'm giving my example, I was in commerce, so not in 11th, 12th, I did in my commerce. Uh,
okay.
s-
So you
so
already pivoted. That's fantastic. Okay.
so in 12th we have to give a project if we have taken a IT subject,
Hmm.
and that has to push on good and Git for
It-
new. Yeah, so at the age of 16 or 18, nowadays it's very common because Python is taught to a I think so fifth standard children in
Yes.
India. So
Yes. Exactly. That's exactly what I want to say. When I was a fresher, I had no clue. Today's freshers are different, right? And even if let's say I don't have any training, I don't have any computer science training. If my organization is an AI forward organization, and most organizations now are incorporating Copilot or what is it, GitLab Duo, or there's so many Claude or so many other tools, right? So now that AI is a reality and it is so common for the organizations also to encourage everyone from freshers to like what is it, to CXO, to C-suite people. So the same kind of information is now available to a fresher that is available to a very experienced person, right? So it is an equalizer. I don't know how to code, you don't know how to code. But if I ask AI, ki, hey, I need this application or I need this thing to be done, and if I am able to communicate, so that's prompt engineering. That's a different thing. We'll talk about that later. But I'm sure you are all at least a little bit familiar with the terminology of prompt engineering. So through intelligence prompt engineering, and that is just English or any language. Um, so if you are able to, in a human language, communicate with the AI, you will get the same thing, right? You will get something similar. So it doesn't matter your experience, your background, your seniority, your role, none of it matters anymore because the technology is disrupted by AI. Do you see what I'm trying to tell you? AI is an equalizer. It doesn't matter who you are. If you have access to AI, you have access to a wealth of information. You have access to a wealth of capabilities. Your own capabilities are augmented. Your own learning curve augmented. Your own tech stack augmented, right? So as humans, we are augmented by the what is it, by AI. Um, I had in a previous session, not recently, but earlier this year, and this is one of my favorite examples. Does anyone here know how to use a pressure cooker? Has anyone used a pressure cooker before?
Yes, every
Yeah,
day.
everything. So anyone else? So Namrata has used it. I have used it. Anyone else? Yeah, Vaide has used a pressure cooker. Okay,
I am also.
good, Aisha.
Me
I'm glad
too.
to see you here. Yeah, Ujala also. Everyone's used the pressure cooker. Now, um, your grandmother, when she was your age, or my grandmother, when she was my age, I don't think she used the pressure cooker. Right? It was not so prevalent. Forget pressure cooker. When my grandmother was my age, I don't think India got independence actually. But my point is, at that time, they used to do everything by hand. Your no mixie, no grinder, no pressure cooker. So you used to do everything by hand. A lot of the time, especially during festivals, you will hear I used to hear my grandmother, my mother even speaking about during festival time, the whole family, will come together, family, friends, not just the family, but para. In Bangla, we call it para. Para is like your neighborhood, right? Everyone from the neighborhood comes, and all the women come. And the whole day, all the women are cooking, decorating, all of that. Because one person cannot possibly do all of it, right? Then, as and when an industrial shift happened in India, and we are obviously going to talk about stories, but keep in mind how the labor force changed and why this is so relevant. So, my grandmother was not allowed to work. She never had the opportunity to work. She didn't have the opportunity to be educated beyond a particular level. Then, my mother, she retired as a professor. She obviously had all the it was difficult for her, absolutely. It was difficult, like, touch wood, I don't take her struggle for granted. She There were three girls in the family, and this is like, early, during the 1960s, 70s. So their struggles were different. And now suddenly, when my mother started a family, she was juggling office, university, and a family. She suddenly didn't have the same support as my grandmother. So if she wanted to cook, she needs a pressure cooker. Do you see why I'm using the pressure cooker as a metaphor? She needs speed. She needs, like, speed. She needs convenience. She needs modern appliances, because she, unlike my grandmother, she no longer has the time to be sitting and grating coconut. She does not have the time. She has children to feed. She has to go to work as well. Now, I love eating paesh. I love paesh, right? That's kheer. I'm Bengali, so we call it paesh. Um, the recipe for paesh that my mother cooks for me is the same as the recipe that my grandmother used. Let's say we're talking about biryani now, whether it's, a veg pulao or some sort of, other biryani. Biryani is biryani. And before my grandmother's time, she could take several hours, like slow cooking it in the handi. She had the time to do that. My mother didn't. She used the pressure cooker, but the recipe is the same. The recipe is the same. Now, next example. My mother and my kakima, my auntie, right? So they both, let's say, have the same recipe that my grandmother gave them. They are both using pressure cookers. Do you think both of the biryani will taste the same? What do you think?
No.
No, right? Recipe is the same, the pressure cooker is the same, but the biryani will not taste the same. Now, Pritha, why are you talking about pressure cookers on Ganesh Chaturthi on her key platform? because I want you to see how the changing labor force, how women entering the labor force, how the family unit changing, and how convenience plays a role in our lives. The pressure cooker is a tool that my mother uses, that you use, that I also use today. Pressure cooker stands for convenience, and it stands for the equalizer, right? It's an equalizer. I don't have time and the same resources, the same support system as my grandmother, but I have this, which equalizes it. Um, you have your Maggie magic masala, right? Some people don't know how to cook. For example, me, I can't cook. I'm just gonna make dal. I'm gonna boil dal, and then I'm just gonna put the damn masala on it, and everyone's gonna be like, "Wow, what spices?" I'm like, "Secrets." I myself don't know what the spices are, but that's an equalizer. So AI, in a lot of ways, is an equalizer. Why did I say use the next example? Pressure cooker is the same, recipe is the same, people are different, biryani tastes different. Why did I use that example? Because now the prompt engineering, chain of thoughts, and all of these other concepts related to interacting with the AI, now that comes into play. You can ask AI the same question, or you might want the same output from AI as me. So you want the same thing, I want the same thing. How I ask or how I frame my prompt to the AI, the quality of the input, and I've been saying this for the past 2, 3 sessions now, the quality of the input that you give to the AI determines the quality of the output. Same as a damn pressure cooker, right? The quality of your ingredients. This animation pisses me off now. So the quality of the ingredients, right? And the timing of each stage of cooking, same as AI, right? Same as pivoting as well. So it will absolutely have a drastic and significant change, difference. It will have an impact on the output. So let's say the task is to, we'll come back to my original example, CV. People used to make a living off of making a CV. Now there are so many AI tools, just specialized tools, specialized. So these are small language models, right? You have large language models, which are trained on everything. Then you have small language models. What is a small language model? You give it a smaller, very, very, very specific subset of information, of training data. So this AI is trained only on CV, 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 CV. It doesn't know anything about the news. If you ask ChatGPT what's going on, ChatGPT will have an answer. But this AI will be like, I don't know what you're talking about. Give me a CV or give me a job description. I'll create a CV for you. So there are highly specialized, AI now, Gen AI now, which perform so many functions. My major point now is Aisha and Pritha and Vedehi, we three of us want the same job. We are applying to the same job. Aisha, what kind of job do you want to apply for? Give me an example.
Remote job, work from home job in
Okay,
tech role.
okay. Tech role, work from home. Namrata, give me, we have two Namratas. Whoever answers first gets it, I guess. Give me another factor. What kind of job do you want? So Aisha said remote. What other kind?
Mm. In my tech stack, like
Hmm. Tell me. What is your tech stack?
currently it's React and front end, like
React. Okay?
native.
React engineer, front end engineer. Okay. One more person, give me one more factor. So we have remote React job. Next, one more factor.
Supportive work culture, if it counts.
Can you put that in your CV?
No.
Yeah. So you have that in your heart and you hide it. You don't tell anyone. So a supportive, yeah, it is magical if you have that supportive work culture, right? Culture is so important. Did you guys catch? There was another talk. Herky and Ink Talks has a collaboration. So what's her name? Devita? Yeah, Devita Saraf and Lakshmi. So she's the founder of what is it? Ink Talks. So Devita Saraf, she is the founder of View, right? Your luxury smart TVs. So she had said something very, very interesting. Can you repeat what you just said?
Remote, supportive work culture for
Yeah.
women.
So she said that she went to Harvard Business School, right? So she said that one of the major things they teach you is that culture eats strategy for breakfast. If your work culture, if your work environment is good, and the people who work with you, who work for you, are invested, they're personally invested and they care about, the work, they care about the vision and the mission of the business, of the job, then that will beat out a good strategy even, right? So similarly, um, that's something we get to choose if we have different offers. If you have different offers, you are very lucky. First of all, touch wood. I hope everyone here gets multiple offers. But yeah, so when you have multiple offers and if every other factor is equal, then you go by the culture. But it's not something we can normally pick, unfortunately. So give me another factor. We have remote job, React job, one more factor. Anyone? Vaidehi, Divya, Ujala, Rina, please also you can participate.
Salary package.
Love that. Yes, absolutely. But I can't put it in my resume.
Not at all, but we should consider, this is
Yes,
also very, very, people deny that we want work culture, work-life balance, but nobody try to speak up because this is the ultimate we should consider and we should give it a priority. We want, ultimate goal, we want, but we're looking for a work culture. Let's be honest, and it sounds very harsh, but it's a
doesn't
real.
matter. It is the truth. It is the absolute truth. And this is something that I want all women to like just the men want money. I also want money. You also want money. Why shouldn't we have the same money? Why shouldn't I negotiate? Why shouldn't I ask for that raise? Why shouldn't I ask for a better salary package, right? Why? In fact, men, even at very junior roles, their friends, their family, their fathers, their brothers, their college mates, they say, no, you need to get a better package. For women, it's like, huh, job mil gaya na? Good for you. That's not acceptable. Listen to Rina. She's very intelligent and very clever. We need to chase the money. That's what Devida said also. Chase the money. Why am I talking about tech disruption? Because tech disruption is an opportunity for you. Pivot your career to follow the money. Why am I telling everybody to be educated on AI? Because an AI, Gen AI, is a pressure cooker. You use the pressure cooker to cook things faster, better. Recipe, up to your grandmother if you want, but use the damn pressure cooker. Figure out how in your role, whatever your role is, it can be different, tech, non-tech, business, marketing, whatever. Figure out how to get a piece of the pie. Tech and industry disruption is happening now. Get the money. Align yourself with your own passions, with your own goals, and absolutely chase the money. The money is in AI right now. Figure out how you can incorporate it into your work, or if your role does not allow you or it is not possible to incorporate AI into your role, fine. If I work at CCD as a barista, I cannot use AI. What am I going to use AI for, right? I'm the one who's doing the stuff. But is it still true that manual jobs cannot be, affected by AI? Because that's a lot of the new conversation, by the way. Manual jobs, real life jobs cannot be taken away by AI. Sure, AI cannot replace you, but AI can augment you. Okay, as a barista, for example, I am using this as an example because my coffee cup is empty and I'm very thirsty. So it's in my head right now, and it's 6, right? So it's time for my coffee. Yeah. So the reason that I'm talking about a barista is because a barista has many functions. A barista um, also is in charge of, like some form of CRM. A barista is going to be talking to the patrons, the customers, and everything. How, Pritha, is AI going to help? If and I'm saying this because one of my friends, he is an engineering manager. Okay, very interesting guy, great gentleman. One moment, Ami. One moment. So as I was saying, so one of so this is what happens when I come and visit my family, right? Like my dog will not leave me alone. He just comes in and tries to like eat all my wire. So luckily my dad was here. So as I was saying, so one of my colleagues, he is an engineering manager. He also, as part of his personal career, his personal life, he trains as a barista because he feels very passionate about coffee. He feels very passionate about the art of coffee. He feels very passionate about opening his own coffee shop someday. And he trains in the art of making coffee. So, how can AI augment his role as a barista, which he does on the side? Coming up with recipes, right? Something so simple. Someone is coming up with the recipe for your damn latte, right? If every latte is going to be the same, there has to be a recipe. There has to be a ratio. There has to be a particular set of ingredients, a particular ratio of those ingredients. So, if you want more creative drinks, for example, you're going to figure out recipes. Can GenAI help you? Absolutely. GenAI can help you, can augment this recipe creation process, even though the actual job of making the coffee is still being done by a person. Today, there will be a robot, trust me. There already are robots. But my point is, it doesn't matter what your job is, even if immediately you don't, it's not obvious how AI can be incorporated. Fantastic. Can you give us the recipe? Was it good? Okay, my first question is, was it good?
It was very good. It was a chocolate cake, spongy. It turned
Mm.
out yummy.
See? So even so she's the one who made the cake, not ChatGPT, but recipe, right? So augmented. So even can you share a picture over here or something?
Cakes?
Anyone send a picture? Yeah, the cake. Is there a picture?
No, it
Oh,
was eaten. Like I tried. I am trying cooking. So baking, not cooking. I cook every day. It's not a new thing for me. So I I'm trying to surprise my older sisters. She always bakes
that's
cakes
what.
for us, all of us. So her birthday is coming up. So I'm trying new recipes, like 1 week, one recipe. So in YouTube, everything is confusing. Everyone says a different ratio, and every
Yeah.
time something goes off. So I thought maybe I should do like my tech and just ask ChatGPT, give a good prompt, what I want to use and how I want that cake to be. And the basic cake, both of them, the sponge chocolate cakes were amazing. Like I took my yesterday to my aunt's, my Masi's house. I have 4 brothers and 2 sisters over there.
Mm.
Everything was finished off. Half kg cake in 20 minutes, like gone.
That's so nice. I'm glad that that happened. Did your mother get to eat some cake also?
Yeah, she
Ah,
also liked it.
good.
She
Touch
said
wood.
you should learn now baking.
Ah, see? So, and these beautiful stories that this beautiful memory that you are able to share with us, this cake, like the story of the cake, and then taking it to your Masi's house and all of that, was possible because you tried something different. You used ChatGPT for a recipe, right? So absolutely, it is an equalizer, and you are new to this, right? And still, it turned out well. So this is why I say to everyone, learn, even if you cannot incorporate it directly into your work, try to see if any other surrounding skill can be augmented by it, right? So you know what, this is a fantastic story. I don't want to say anything after this. So we have talked about pivots, we have talked about timeliness, we have talked about the when, the how, the what. We have talked about pressure cookers and industry disruptions, right? And we have also said, ladies, follow the money, be intelligent, learn the difference between strategic planning and tactical actions. These factors will help you, will help us all to be to pivot better, right? To be more intelligent in our pivoting. Now, again, I would like to just uh, where are my links? Here are my links. Here. So before, like I said, I'm going to end a little bit early today. Yeah. So in the chat, I have all of my links, right? So follow me on Herky, follow me on LinkedIn. I would love to, hear back from you. And as you know, most of the time we have worksheets. We have, depending on which phase of the job hunt you're in, the worksheet is catered towards that particular part of the job hunt. So take a look at the worksheets. I hope you try them out. They will, I believe, they will help you. Or just take a look at it, right? You're losing nothing. I am gaining nothing. I think it will help you. And yesterday, we created the Comeback Protocol LinkedIn group so that everyone here, if you are interested in staying connected, if you are interested in future sessions, if you are interested in all the worksheets, not just the ones which exist now, but as and when we progress, I will be adding more worksheets, more activities, more events, that sort of thing. So please join the group if it is something you are interested in. Next, today, did you discuss AI tools in the morning session? I don't remember. Did we talk about AI tools in the morning?
No, you said that you have
Ah,
sessions
in
in future
September.
you will do afterwards, because the session got over with all of us discussing our roles and what our hard skills needed.
Hmm, hmm, hmm. Hmm. Yes, thank you. So, Divya, I have a hard skills, like a session just on the different hard skills that we need. And this is happening in September. So August is almost completely over now. So mid-September, say, we will be starting, hard skills. However, I hope that everyone here has at least one offer by then, before then. Fingers crossed, touch wood. So again, so the feedback form, as you all know, and I like to. Oh, what is this? Ta-ta. One moment. Yeah. So as you all know, I am one of the Her Rising nominees. Um, I want to win. You know, I want to win. I want all of us to win together. I want all of us to be able to support each other to reach our objectives. For everyone here, it's getting a job. For me, it is to win this competition. How do I win this competition? By showcasing the impact that I am making in your lives. And I hope I'm making an impact in your lives. I would like, um, if you have a moment, I would really appreciate it if you could look at the feedback form, go through it, give your feedback so that I can somehow showcase it on my profile, on Herky, on LinkedIn, because I want to win this contest, right? So that said, and thank you all for being here. I really appreciate you being here on a festival day. And I know that we are not here under very happy circumstances for a lot of us. And I hope the day gets better. I hope everyone's family feels better. And I hope we are all able to reconvene tomorrow in the morning. Recording, it will be, but I think after 2 days, right, Rina? After 2 days, it's available, right?
Yes, yes, 2 or 3.
So, 2, 3 days. I will make a playlist, right? So once all of the sessions are done, if you join the group, I'll post the group again. Where is the group? Yeah. So the LinkedIn group page, all of the I'll make a playlist on YouTube, and then I will link it in the uh, LinkedIn group so that all of the resources will be immediately available to all of you. Oh, I'm glad. Very good. Thank you. Yeah. So I want the greatest value to be going to you, right? Let's support each other, showcase each other as well. So I know everyone here is very talented, not just in tech, not just in one or two fields, but I want us all to raise each other up. And the moment one person gets a job, give them a referral or talk about someone else here. Or if you know somebody in your groups who is looking for a referral or is giving out referrals, absolutely connect each other. Like I said, when you connect to me, my network becomes your network, and your network becomes my network. What was discussed in morning session? Yeah. So the session was on it was on, what was it, yeah, on the skills, right? So what skills should you in your particular role focus on, right? We talked about the specific skills required in specific roles in specific industries. So Divya, next time, if you can give us a little more information about your background, and I would love to hear from you. If you're on video, that's even better. Nothing like it. I really like talking to people face to face. So if you can give us a little more information. Yes, I love that you immediately turned on your video.
I always turn on when it's
I know,
time
I
to
love
talk.
it. So yeah, so if we can hear a little bit more about your specific stories, then it can be more tailored, right? So that said, I don't know if you can hear the bells. Can you hear the bells this time?
No, I told you Google Meet do reducing noise
All right.
algorithm on our host.
It's good, it's good. But it's time for me to go because it's puja time. So everyone, thank you so much for making time for me, for choosing to be here. I hope that you will consider giving your feedback through the forums.
Already done.
Um, yeah. So thank you. Take care, everyone. Have a great festival. Thank you, Rina. I am very grateful to you for being such a great moderator. Take care.
Thank you, Prita. Thank you, everyone. Have a very nice day. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Bye.
Divya? Divya left?
Hey, hi, Namrata. This is Ujala here. So I am trying to pivot from non-tech to tech, and I wanted to discuss with her about my profile. So generally, does she have time to discuss it in detail?
So you have to raise your hand or just type your message. She will like prioritize you. Now she knows our story. Like we are 5, 6 girls that are joining from 4, 5 days continuously. So she knows our story. So when it's a resume update or LinkedIn profile update, so she targets us because she knows what are the challenges we are facing. Like, is it a hard skill? Is it a soft skill? Is it a psychological? In my case, it's a psychological uh, barrier that I am not able to get a job. So,
Even
Hi.
I am facing that barrier.
Yeah, that's
but
same for
she
me.
helps
Yeah.
a lot.
Uh,
I
yeah.
will tell you that she, even if you tell her that you need some specific help, like I have developed a game in my college time in some old stack and I am trying to migrate it. So I told her that can we show this migration to LinkedIn and GitHub? She said, why not? It will allow all the managers to know that you are upskilling. And she also told that she will help me with the articles and everything. So you just have to I would suggest watch all the 5 sessions that are already done. Like
Okay.
watch, like if you can catch up with 2x speed, it's a YouTube. I do it a lot. That take up the highlights. You will get to know all the other, like Sangeeta is a front end developer, and she has like 11 years experience, and now she's facing a gap. So you will get to know someone who is from IT industry. She herself is Pritha is it was from IT. She's, I think so, currently uh, working as a higher up, which doesn't needs IT knowledge that much now. Like business analyst needs to know what are the requirements and all that. But she has moved above, rather above. So, but she knows if you say what is Kubernetes, what is unit testing, should I go for testing, should I go for requirement business analyst, should I go target software.
Is she easily reachable on WhatsApp?
No, she is not reachable because she is working all the other hours. Like you have to ping her on LinkedIn. I think so. She has jobs. So after and before, after our sessions, she's continuously working. She has a different time. She's living, I think so, in different time zone. She lives in USA, I think.
Oh, okay. Maybe she's visiting India.
I don't know. I think so. I saw something, and I think so. According to work hours that uh, I looked into her profile, it looks very different from an Indian-based IT company. I can tell you that no MNC has this kind of stuff. And she now trains people in company. So she is training 3,000 people currently in her company. She told.
Oh, okay.
So that she is easily reachable in LinkedIn because she doesn't like the herky chat box. It's a very bad UI. Let me tell you, as a front end developer, it is not as good as, like, we are very used to having WhatsApp and like LinkedIn, all those higher ups. So stepping down a game is like now no. That's why maybe we are feeling that it's a very old school type chat box. So she says if you ping her on LinkedIn, she will reply. But you have to tell her your story, like uh why do you need her help?
Okay. All right. Thank you so
And
much.
yeah. And if you tell her your background also, she can help. Like what do you need in IT, like when you are trying to come back? So in
Actually, yeah, it's kind of complicated whether I really want to be in IT because I, by education, I'm an engineer. By interest, I'm not. By profession, I was not. Right now, I'm on a career break. And my husband is into cybersecurity. He's a seasoned professional, and he really wanted me to come into TPRM, which is third party risk management. But my core,
are you interested in that, or are you only doing for because your husband is
I'm
in?
only I have only tried to be practical by quitting my non-tech aspect because it was not giving me enough salary and the pressure was equally high. So the better thing was to do is if I'm working so hard,
What were you doing like for
I
non?
was into client servicing and operations.
So you can do CI and like continuous integration in IT also. Why to go in cybersecurity if you are not interested? There is a client side to IT also. Like the one business analyst does the client talking. Like what? Who is Pratha? Pratha
Um,
is a business analyst.
hmm. So I wanted to discuss this stuff in detail. Maybe I can ask her to stay on next time on the call. Uh,
Can't say at all. Like I tried it many times, but she has like priority meetings mostly after her morning session. So maybe in evening she will stop by, but uh, I
okay.
think so. She was sick for 2 3 days, so that That's why also she was not
Is there any
stopping.
other person who can guide me in this aspect to when you are when you have multiple interests in creative fields as well and non-tech fields as well, and
I
when
can
you're
tell
trying
you what I
to
am fixing. I was an intern and my mother got sick. I am a single child and I stopped and decided to take care of her.
yeah, I heard one of your means you were there in one of the sessions when you described. I
So, but previously, before that, I used to work for my college and like all the projects were in UI. So, I decided I will upskill in UI, learn React, React Native from Meta itself. Like, I have a Meta certification, I have enrolled in that, and I will give exams and do this stuff. But that's something I love doing it. I am like eagerly upskilling, like eagerly changing my old projects to this new stack. So, if you do cybersecurity, do you think you will like uh, invest? You will want to be there for 8 to 16 hours. Getting a job is easy, night, but surviving in that job,
yeah, that's what
yeah,
it's.
because
It's
MNC smaller companies, you will get.
bottleneck. I am
Yeah.
right now into analysis paralysis, and it's crazy. So yeah, we can catch up on WhatsApp or other. Can you share your number if possible?
I can't share you here. You
Okay.
can follow me on Herky. I will follow you on Herky, and then we can exchange numbers because this session is like public, and I don't want my number to be there.
Oh yeah, right. All right.
Okay,
Ma'am,
Ujala.
what's your full name? My name is Ujala Anand.
My full name is Namrita Mulwani.
Got it. Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.